Hi, how often have you heard people say perception is a dose of reality, or it's all about your image? I'm Monique Braxton, a board member of the Career Wardrobe. On this episode of Inside the Wardrobe, we're going to talk about image, your clothing, your social media, even your body image. Joining me today to help us with this discussion are Francesca Zampaglione, a stylist, Nick Kril, Program Manager for the Career Wardrobe, social media expert Aaliyah Hammond, and influencer Sarah Canuso. Hi, everybody. Francesca, let's start with you. I've heard you say that your suit is your business card, so wear it well. How do you do that virtually?
Well, thank you, Monique. Yeah, virtually, we're in a whole different world today, aren't we? So I'd like to share some pictures. I think pictures say 1,000 words. So Monique, as you can see here, I have some options. So yes, your style is your business card, meaning what you wear speaks before you do, speaks volumes. And what do I mean by that? What I mean that is, for example, if you wear distractive clothing, it just distracts the eyes to look elsewhere. But look at these three beautiful examples that I have here. And I focused on collar pieces. Those collars add authority. So it's always good to think about adding that level of authority. You're the boss of your interview, right? So you want to feel good. In the event that you don't have a piece, say with a collar, another way to add a layer is through a necklace. It's a beautiful piece to be able to, again, dress up your look and your appearance. And that extra detail, for example, just shows that you thought through the interview and how important it is with to have a great appearance. Next up, we have some really cool options for males. To the far left, again, a jacket, if you feel it's appropriate. Monique, what I would say to those who are interviewing virtually is you will know who you're interviewing with. So if it's, say, with a conservative industry, perhaps you want to lean towards a conservative piece like the young man to the far left with the jacket. Again, all three pictures have collars. We have the polo shirt in the middle, which is a great option, and we have the button-down shirt. Again, all collars, levels of authority. I also want to share that regardless of what you choose to go with, you need to feel that confidence within, because that's really what's going to show through. These are just articles of clothing, but when you put them on, you want to feel great. I've also seen in this virtual world, Monique, and I'm sure many of you have seen things that have gone viral about people forgetting to dress the bottom half. So I have the example which went viral right here. So this well-known reporter didn't think the camera would catch the skin on his leg. So if you look down, you see he's got a great jacket, he's got a button-down shirt, he's ready for the interview, and he just said, you know what, I'm not wearing pants today. Well, we caught him live on Good Morning America. What we want to pay attention to is send our brain the signal that we are ready for that interview. And that means dressing head to toe. Whether you have the opportunity to stand during the interview or not, I would really behoove you to dress from head to toe and feel that interview as if you were face to face. Quite frankly, I think the virtual interview space will continue for many, many months to come. It's an excellent vehicle. It's a summary of some things to think about. So here are, Monique, the top 5 tips that I thought of that I wanted to share with our group. First and foremost, make sure whatever you wear is clean, neat, and pressed, and there are no stains. So just inspect it before you put it on. Pick out your outfit the day before, try it on, feel great, and that will come through in the interview with your confidence. Second, make sure your clothes fit, that it's not too tight or too loose. And here's a tidbit that I'd include there, but 7 pounds is actually one size. So again, try on that outfit the day before and make sure you feel comfortable in it. Because if you're not comfortable, it will somehow come through your energy in that interview. And third, as I mentioned, don't be a will. Complete your outfit from head to toe, regardless if it's 5 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes, doesn't matter. It's easy enough to do so. You're in your home most likely, right, when you're doing the interview. I also would say that the background behind you, so we're in unprecedented time. The background behind you also counts, believe it or not. So not only do we have to make sure our personal appearance is on point, also what's being seen behind us. So if you have the ability to go in a closed room or a room where you can close the door from distracting noises, that's your best option here. Again, pay attention to what's behind you. And test out your technology. That's tip number 5. Let's make sure that the link that they send you for that virtual interview, just check it out, not 5 minutes before. So if you have a 2 o'clock interview, don't sit down at 1:55. Do it the day before or hours before. And if it doesn't work on your phone or laptop, send the interviewee a note saying, I'm having trouble with this connection. Can we try something else? There's nothing wrong. It shows that you're preparing, that you're getting ready for this wonderful time. So there you have it. Those are the top 5 tips.
Thanks, Francesca. I like how you mentioned whether or not to wear a tie, because in none of the pictures did guys have ties on. And I guess it's going to be determined by how conservative you really want to be. So thank you so much, Francesca.
You're welcome so much. Thank you.
She can be found at styledbyfz.com. Our next guest is the program manager for Career Wardrobe. But before he came to the Career Wardrobe, he had been merchandising and serving as a manager of several boutiques across the Delaware Valley for more than a decade. And as we know right now, during this pandemic, a lot of people are looking at their budgets. They're scaling them back, and they may be looking to shop for perfect workwear at a secondhand store like the boutique of the Career Wardrobe. So Nick, share with us how that process happens when someone walks into the wardrobe.
Absolutely. So as you may know, Career Wardrobe provides clothing for free to folks in need, but our doors are open to anyone. When you know, you, yourself, your friends can come in, they can donate clothes, but they can also shop with us. We don't just have workwear. We have, cocktail attire, denim, designer, secondhand, vintage. When you shop with us, you support us. So I want to talk a little bit about how to shop secondhand, especially if it's new for you, and how to care for your secondhand clothes. So one thing I recommend is having an iron or a steamer. That hot water and pressing things will keep them neat, keep them clean a little bit, and help you feel a little bit more confident in the things that you're wearing in your new secondhand purchases. Another great tip, you can pick this up at the grocery store if you have like a secondhand spray bottle. A little bit of eucalyptus oil diluted with water, spray something down, it gives it a fresh scent and makes it feel clean. That's a great alternative for things you can't wash, your wools, your silks, suits, things with structure. Also, your best friend at home, whether you are going to work every day or you never leave the house, is a lint roller. It's always going to clean up what you're wearing, the things you purchase, whether they're brand new, secondhand, you have pets, anything. You cannot not have a lint roller. Some great tips for shopping secondhand if it is new for you. You should always check the fabric content of what you're looking for. Trust that most secondhand stores have combed through the inventory that they've received and only selected the best of the best. So you typically shouldn't find lots of rips or stains or holes or missing buttons or missing zippers or broken zippers. But it's helpful to pick out the best fabrics that are going to last you a long time. Sometimes you can tell when you're in a secondhand store if things are 1 year old or 10 years old or 20 years old. But you want to go for those fabrics that are going to last you the longest. Your natural fabrics, cotton, wool, cashmere, silk. Those are all going to last really well, and they will clean the best, and they will really stand the test of time style-wise and content-wise. Another tip for shopping secondhand, especially if you are shopping for an interview and you maybe need something more conservative, I would say look for things that you can coordinate. Maybe the only thing that fits you in your favorite thrift store is a printed button-up shirt. But if that shirt is, for example, pink and burgundy, you can grab that shirt, and then maybe at home you have a layering piece, a cardigan or something that coordinates with it and can sort of tone down that loud print. Other things, you can always wear something if it's too big. There's definitely great ways to style it, tuck it in, half tuck it, wear a belt, pin it and wear a blazer on top, all different kinds of things like that. And ask for help. People who work in thrift stores, work in secondhand stores, work in vintage, they probably love fashion. They're probably happy to help you. They love the pieces around them. They can definitely give you some outsider insight into those pieces. What do I wear this with? Ask them. They might have an interesting answer, something you never thought of.
Our next guest is known for running social media boot camps all across the Delaware Valley. Aaliyah Hammond has been giving insight on what you should and should not have on your social media in days like these, when more people are at home posting a lot more things than probably some of us should be posting and want to see. But unbeknownst to a lot of people, employers also check you out. And situations like that may cause you to lose your dream job, to lose the opportunity before it even presents itself, Aaliyah.
That is true. People who are looking for jobs nowadays definitely need to be careful about the things they share online. And so I have a few tips for job seekers. And we are going to talk about, 7 ways to clean up your social media profile before your next job search. So some things you can do before you start searching for that job is you can clean up your social media accounts. You want to delete any inappropriate photos or videos or posts. Any posts that include drinking or drug use. You definitely want to stay away from profanity, politics, and partying. Those are the things that really get people in trouble, especially in this current election cycle that we're in now. You want to unfollow questionable social media accounts. You want to check your social media handles to make sure that the account names are not profane. You want to delete any discriminatory comments that, maybe speak to race, gender, or religion. Delete any comments that could be negative about previous employers or colleagues. Any posts that could be seen as mean-spirited, grumpy, or cynical. Any books or movies or affiliated groups that you belong to that could also be considered negative as well. If you contribute to a blog, or maybe you write your own blog, or maybe you commented on blogs, some things you want to do is definitely take a look at the content that you are writing or contributing to, because employers are going to look online and they're going to see what your tone and what your attitude is, what your style is, and that's really going to set the tone for in terms of what they're going to be looking for when they're thinking about hiring you, is the way you behave online and how your writing actually reflects the kind of person that you really are. After you check out your blogs, the next thing you want to do is Google yourself. If you think that that a future employer is not going to Google you, you're definitely incorrect, because we all Google each other or things whenever we need to. So Google yourself and find out, what people are saying about you online. You'll find photos, you might find videos, maybe it's some things that friends or family members might have tagged you in, maybe it's somebody that you're connected to. So look, at Google Images, look at whatever comes up in that list on Google, and see if you can clean that stuff up. If it's anything that you posted, you may be able to clean it up. You can ask a friend to untag you in a post. There are going to be some things on Google where you're not going to be able to remove it yourself, so you may have to reach out to them. That's going to be a bit of a harder ask to get rid of, but it definitely can be done. So again, just remember to Google yourself and try to clean up anything that you feel that is not appropriate online. You want to check old email accounts. When email first started, maybe you were a little younger and you had a very cute email address, and then maybe when you became a teenager, you had one that was, a little snarky, and now you're an adult and you're looking for a brand new job. You definitely want to get rid of any email accounts that don't represent, where you are now. So deactivate those email accounts. You also want to take a look at your social media privacy settings. Many of the social media networks offer private accounts or public accounts. You want to make sure that you set your accounts to private, And also be cognizant of the people that you allow to be in your social circle online. So if you have your account set to private, maybe you just want to have your close family and friends, maybe connect with you on Facebook or Instagram if they're set to private. I would not recommend allowing people who are, former coworkers or people that you're currently working with to connect with you on, Facebook. Maybe you want to keep that stuff, professional, and maybe connect with them on LinkedIn. So again, just take a moment and, review your privacy settings, keep your social media settings to private, and be aware of who you're going to let, connect with you in that area on social media. You want to brand your online presence. The one thing that you are going to have with you for the rest of your life is your name. So you want to secure your name URL. Maybe you contact GoDaddy or Bluehost and secure your name URL, then develop a brand website. Your brand website, you could hire someone to develop a maybe 2 or 3 page website about you, or you could do an About Me page, which is free or low cost. And I believe it will give you a 1-page About Me where you can add a professional photo and a bio about you. And if you don't have a social media presence, this would actually be a really great way for you to begin to develop a online presence as well. Some social media do's. Make sure that you add a social media profile image to your social media avatars and cover photos. Add professional bios to your About section. Change your social media handles to your name. If your name is already taken, I would say definitely be creative, but make sure that it is professional. Post industry-related news or thought articles. Follow inspiring people or companies and share their content. Share content that shows you have great communication skills, and also content that shows you to be a positive and well-rounded individual. So if you have any more questions, or you need more information about social media marketing, training, or just social media in general, you can contact me at info@aaliyahhammond.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at Aaliyah_Hammond. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Aaliyah. Our next guest has shared the stage with female leaders such as Hillary Clinton, Madeleine Albright, and Robin Roberts. She is known for her talks about body language. Let's welcome now Sarah Canuso to Inside the Wardrobe. Sarah, you tell us that 90% of communication is nonverbal.
So I'm so excited to be here today because, we're on the subject of interviewing, first impressions, and at the end of the day, so much of your body language is projecting who you are and what people think about you. And just to give you an idea, we speak about the importance of body language, but think about how people communicated with children before they even spoke a word. Babies, they cry, they extend their arms for wanting to be picked up, they crunch their nose. So today, more than ever, especially at this particular time when we're interviewing on Zoom calls, we have to really be so much more aware of our facial expressions and what our body language is saying. Before you even say a word, someone is deciding whether or not they like you, how credible you are, how smart you are, whether or not they see you in the position. I think that's a lot to give away. So I think you really need to be aware of what your body language is saying about you. So as I had shared, when we're going for interviews and your body language and walking in, to me, the most critical piece is, what is the belief you have of yourself? How are you seeing yourself? Because as I said, how you see yourself is how the world will see you. Do you know your self-worth? So before you go into an interview, it's critical to sit there and really grab a pen and a pad and really make a list of all the values that you bring to the table when you're interviewing, just so you have the right mindset. 90% or more is nonverbal. So that is a big piece of your image, of your communicating with your interviewer. So realize that it's your outer image, it's what you're coming with to the presentation with your body language. It's an entire package. Now, I cannot emphasize the importance of your posture, how you're walking into the room, your shoulders back. In a lot of the cases now, we're going to be sitting for the interview at your desk, at your wherever you're sitting for this interview. Be aware of your posture. Be aware of your hands. What are your hands doing? A lot of us tend to speak with our hands, which is fine. That's what you have them for. They're another communication piece. But be aware of your posture and what your hands are doing, whether they're going up in the air, whether they're touching your face. Be aware of your posture. Facial expressions. Now, this is going to be even more critical because you're sitting at a more closer range with the person you're interviewing with. So I want you to look at these 3 facial expressions. The one on the left, does he not have like a little bit of a sarcastic look? The one on the center, she has a like she's thinking about, you know, what you're saying. And then the one on the right, he has a lot more of a sterner look. So be aware of what your facial expressions are saying about you. I would highly recommend that you keep a nice relaxed facial expression and smile, because you can see here, none of these people are smiling. And think about what these images are saying to you. Your voice. What is your voice? Are you projecting a tone of voice that has a commanding presence? And I will say this, the stronger your posture, the stronger your voice will be projected. Your voice-body connection. You know, it's all connected, as I just said. You're connecting with your body, the way you're standing, you're projecting yourself, your image, your voice. Be aware if you're nervous, that will come through. If you're nervous, that is going to definitely be projected for how your body language is saying. So just relax. And as I say, it's an interview, interaction. You should be aware that you're interviewing them as well as they're interviewing you, because don't you want to know about the position? Don't you want to find out, is this a right fit for you? That's why they call it an interview. You're interacting with each other to see if this is the right fit. The voice delivery, your volume, your speed, your articulation. We tend to, and it's a natural reaction, that when we're nervous, we tend to speak a lot quicker. And then what happens is we're just racing through things, and we're feeling like the person that we're interviewing with doesn't want to really spend the time with us. So we're speeding up our tone and our voice and our words. Take the time to just say what you want to say and articulate it, and also be passionate about it. Be passionate about what you're saying. Summary of this all is, at the end of the day, just remember, up to 90% of communication is nonverbal. Know your worth. I cannot stress that enough. Know your worth. Trust is why people will recommend you and will give you the position. Watch your body language and manage your body language for increased influence. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you influencing the person that you're interviewing with.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Now, Sarah can be found at sarah@womenthatinfluence.com. Now your image, your power look is all set onto a bolder you, a more confident you. And remember, you've got this. Thanks for watching.